Hello, welcome back. This is David Manny, and this is our Big Money Many Page Book Club reading. Continuing on with our 25 Biblical Laws of Success. I pray that you had a blessed Saturday. I had a very eventful day, uh, some ups, some downs, but all the while, just grateful for God being in my life and excited to be reading again with you guys. Today we have a special day. We have reached a milestone here in the 25 Biblical Laws of Success. We are now in part 3. All right, so I believe it's 5 parts that this book is broken down into. Um, Before we move forward, let me share. I want to share with you guys my background. The background here says this: most people would never start because they don't want to be seen at the bottom. So they stay at the first level all their life. Right? So I'm trying to make it a habit to share a quote, something that I find online or something that has helped me in the past. I have like a whole file, just folder, just filled with files. I'm sorry, with different quotes, different pictures that have helped me in the past. Everything is about self improving. What can help me to get better? What quotes help me get better? What books, what sayings, what mantras help you to get better? I encourage you to do the same. Have a dream board, a vision board. Write down your goals. Have a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard here. I have a whiteboard in my office with goals of what we want to do. All right. Actually, I got to work on my whiteboard here, and I got some stuff that I got to take care of as far as a lot of planning, falling behind on that stuff. But moving forward today is again, it is 2 o'clock in the morning, so uh, there's going to be some funny stuff being heard, but we're going to just go move forward, and I'm just so grateful today. It's just a lot going on in life. But at the end of the day, we have the privilege of and the awesome opportunity of just tapping into um, knowledge of past leaders, and so thank God for YouTube. I'm so grateful for YouTube. I get to tap into the mind of Miles Monroe to work on my mindset and just to become better, stay grounded, stay rooted in the Word of God, and get some awesome encouragement from this very wise person. I just get emotional every time I watch him and say, man, he's one of these people that I wish I could have a lunch with him and ask questions. But very powerful person. Either way, this quote right here: most people will never start something, will never start because they don't want to be seen at the bottom, so they stay on the first level all their life. So this is one of the things that we've encountered as business owners. There's a lot of people that are afraid to get started because anything that you do like pertaining to business, you got to start from the bottom. You're not just going to be you're not just going to hit it off with the market right away. You got to build it up. Now you got to build your team. You got to build yourself, build your skill set, build your leads, right? So, a lot of people are afraid to do anything, and this goes beyond business. This goes on in life. Like for instance, this podcast that we're doing here. 2 different phases of this podcast, and I'm getting a lot of mixed reactions. Some good, some not so good. Some are, some feel great. Some of these reviews I'm hearing, but then I'm also getting some people that, well, uh, they're pretty much being a crab in a bucket, if you know what that means. But we're looking to make an impact. So it is a blessing and an honor for me to be online, sharing this with you guys. Um, who knows where this will lead? Maybe it could be an online ministry someday, but for now, this is what it is. It's just encouragement. It's a book reading, right? And so, again, thanks for following along. And if you're listening, if you're really listening, God bless you. Good for you because this stuff right here is powerful. All right, so just a quick recap. This is part 3. So the first 5 chapters were all pertaining to wisdom. That was part 1. All right, so it was opportunity, wisdom, vision, focus, and planning. Part 2 was concerning work. All right, so there was work, courage, resilience, joy, and recharging, all powerful chapters. Now we're here in part 3, the laws concerning values, right? And so the first one, chapter 11, which we're going to read today, and that is the law of self hiring. Oh, there's 6 parts. and then a conclusion. Nice. Okay, well, we're gonna try to speed this along, right? The law of self-hiring. It always starts off with a Bible verse. These chapters always start off with a Bible verse. It's filled with Bible verses, and then ends up with a quote from any leader he may have put from the past. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 6 says, "Many claim to have unfailing love, but a faithful person who can find?" Nice. So it says, let's begin with a test. Would you hire yourself to become your employee? Would you like to be the business partner of someone? Would you like to be the business partner of someone who is just like you? It says, this is the law of self-hiring. You know yourself inside and out, what you're capable of, your dedication, and so on. Don't give a quick answer to these questions, but rather, or just an acceptable one, but rather, for the sake of it, think about them. Be honest with yourself and answer. If you wouldn't hire yourself, then why do you think someone else would? That's big. If you went to work for someone else, time would reveal your qualities and your flaws. There are many people who spend their time doing things like watching TV, going on social media, participating in chat rooms. But it says research conducted among rich and successful people has shown that the higher level of professional excellence, the less time is being spent watching TV. It is easy to understand that rising to the top requires devotion and preparation. Achieving success is difficult. Staying there is even harder. But do you have the devotion and balance necessary to justify hiring you? All right, and it says here, there's often these two writers, they say that they find that after referring someone to an opportunity for work, they usually find that it doesn't last long. All right, so in other words, these two gentlemen are very well known in the community, and a job opportunity comes up. These two gentlemen, they refer somebody to that opportunity and pretty much get someone hired at their friend's job. And what happens is they don't last there very long, right? And so it's very frustrating, they said, right? And it says here, they had it says the person didn't do the job properly, or he or she was lazy, incompetent, disagreeable, or even dishonest. And of course, the person didn't last long. On the other hand, we ended up frustrated because we were put in a tight spot with those who trusted our recommendation. It says there's no use in being introduced by someone or getting a chance or an opportunity and then not being a good professional. In fact, your work ethic and your accomplishments are the best way to introduce yourself to someone. William Douglas, the author here, writes about when he was a teacher at the Fluminense Federal University in Brazil. And he says that professors were poorly paid, the atmosphere was not well, performance was low, on an all-time low, and many absences and delays on the parts of the professors. But I had a job to do, and I did it. I arrived every time at the correct time, providing good classes, and I was demanding when it came to exams. I ended up teaching at a private university because the owner of the school, after seeing me teach, invited me to earn a bit more as a professor and work directly for him. So I quit my job at UFF and joined a private university. I made substantial progress in my professional career and my salary because I was doing my job properly. It says here, when you do your job properly, you have a better chance at keeping it or getting a better one. New opportunities are always presenting themselves to good professionals, and you'll have the option of choosing the best one. Now, this is huge right here. It says for years they observed and tried to put together how employability works and how to make money. We found it odd that employees looking for professionals in the marketplace would often say it's difficult to find a qualified person, while at the same time unemployed professionals would say it's hard to find a good job. Sometimes it's not quite right in this scenario. Something is not quite right in this scenario, right? So it says, how can it be that companies are complaining about lack of good employees while employees are complaining about a lack or a scarcity of good jobs? You know what's wrong? There is a lack of trained people in the market. So that's huge, guys. Um, the problem here was that there was a lack of trained people in the market. Right now, Brazil is experiencing a shortage of qualified manpower and is trying to fix that by importing a specialized workforce from other countries. Sounds very familiar, right? So we say it again. If you are properly prepared or focused on bettering yourself, if you are reliable and hardworking, we are quite sure that good opportunities will come your way. Companies increasing companies are increasingly need oh sorry companies increasingly need professionals who are respectable, honest, productive, committed, and assertive. The more good qualities you can attain, the more people will seek you out. These characteristics go beyond your resume and your job interview. The job market has to attribute these qualities to you. Obtaining this credibility and public acknowledgement takes time and requires us to overcome difficult and sometimes humiliating circumstances. So it's saying it has to go beyond your resume. Your resume's got to look good. Your interview has to be great, right? You got to present yourself well. But it says the job market has to attribute these qualities to you. So you're going to have to go through times where you got to overcome certain difficult circumstances and sometimes humiliating ones in order to attain these qualities. You might think that we're asking for too much and that it's impossible to have all of these characteristics, but take a moment to consider yourself, to consider whether you yourself would not seek these things when hiring someone. That's huge, right? So from now on, your challenge is to become someone you would hire. The more you distinguish yourself from the average person, in a good way, of course, the higher your chances of success. Therefore, get moving. And he finishes off with a quote from Jim Rohn saying, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's a short chapter, but very impactful. The law of self hiring, meaning we have to up our game when it comes to being a qualified individual. We learned in the very first chapter, chapter of law of opportunity, that there's opportunities available to everybody, and it's pretty much handling the excuse of when people say, "Oh, there's not enough jobs out there, people ain't hiring, there's nothing good out there." But the law of opportunity says you got to take risks, and it doesn't matter how many opportunities you get; it matters how many you take. Over here, it says that there were people that were saying there's not enough jobs. There were jobs that were saying there's not enough good people. It's hard to find good quality workers. And while the unemployed workers are saying it's hard to find a good job. And it says the problem was there weren't enough skilled people to fulfill the needs of those employees. So it's saying the opportunities were there. We just got to get better. We have to better ourselves. We have to make ourselves indispensable. We have to make ourselves, we have to market ourselves in a certain way, but also get better. Have those skills. It says the workplace will attribute those skills to you, right? So it's pretty much saying that we need to up our level, up our game, and our quality in every aspect of ourselves, so that we can become that great employee that every company is looking for. We can become that person with merit, with character, with value that every business is looking for, right? And so that we can find better opportunities for ourselves. If you want to move up, work better, do the job right, right? Be honest, be punctual, do all the good qualities that they're looking for. Is if you want, I'll go through it one more time. It says, um, just be prepared, focus on bettering yourself, reliable, hardworking. It says quality. Let's see what else was it looking for. We say it again: if you are properly prepared and focused on bettering yourself, and you are reliable and hardworking, we are quite sure that that good opportunities will come your way. We're looking for people that are respectable, honest, productive, committed, and assertive. With the more good qualities you can attain, the more people will seek you out. So if you are jobless and you're wondering why people aren't hiring, just work on those areas, and it's not that hard. Are you kidding? Just being honest, assertive, like this. This is not asking for a whole lot here. All right, committed, productive. All right, so I got to work on the productive side. Right? There's a lot of things that go through my head, a lot of ideas, but I gotta, get productive and fix that area. But I'm very well aware of that, and that's what that's another thing too. If I could throw in a little bit, you got to find out what your strengths and weaknesses are. We cover that too, right? Um, know what you got to work on, and don't settle, you guys. Don't settle. A lot of people end up at a job, and I think about it. And I used to do those kind of jobs too, and not that I'm a better person than anybody else, but I'm not gonna waste my time, you know, doing those rough jobs anymore. Those dirty jobs, those dangerous jobs. Like, for what? I'll never go back. I will never go back to it. Now that I have a taste of being a business owner, now that I have an office, now that I have the freedom of time with my children, I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So now I can focus my time and my efforts to to being more impactful with the community, and while I'm focusing on making money for my family, building up a business for long-term financial gains. But my encouragement is for everybody to elevate their their vision of what possibilities there are out there. If you really look for it, there are some great positions out there for you. I'm not going to say jobs, but positions. Because jobs or in a business, there's opportunities out there, and if you can work on yourself, then the opportunity will fit right in. You'll make more money, and not that that's the source of your happiness, but you'll find something that is gratifying for you. You'll find something that it satisfies you, that you have fun doing while you're making money. There's nothing better than that, right? Something that you enjoy doing, something that's impactful to the community. Just really, don't hold yourself down to the basic jobs I see a lot of people do today. And I don't know. Just for me, maybe that is for you, but for me, it was like I knew that there was more in me. Does that make sense? I knew that I was meant to do more. I was meant to impact more lives, and so I worked on myself to be better, and so that's why I'm constantly self improving, constantly learning, and that's my encouragement to you guys. All right, and also whatever your dreams are, go big. Go big. That's why this quote is up there, because most people don't want to go through the whole. You gotta build yourself up, right? You gotta get better. You gotta learn, to gain these skills and make yourself more desirable in the marketplace. But in the meantime, you got to go through the rough spots. So yeah, it's gonna take time to get to that level, right? But don't be afraid of having to go through the rough spots. Don't be afraid of having to, people look at you on the first stage, still building it. You're still in the bottom ground level. One day it's going to happen for you, whatever it is. I don't know what industry you want to climb in, or what position you want to build, or what your aspirations are. But whatever it is, don't shy away from it, and don't worry about what people are going to do or say, because if anybody that does anything is going to have to face that, right? I'm dealing with that myself right now. So I just pray that you be blessed with this short chapter, and any comments or questions, shoot them my way. Love you guys. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.